Happy New Year, everybody. How are you? It's good to see you again. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. We've been over on TikTok quite a bit. Plus, we've been really stupid busy booking cruises. It has been an amazing ride since we opened the travel agency. And we were just told that we're one of the top growing agencies in the company or in our group. So that was pretty doggone cool. So thank you to all of you for supporting us the way you have. It has been it's been really busy, but I hope you all had a really nice Happy New Year. We were on the Symphony of the Seas from December 17th through the 24th. That was our first time on the Oasis class ship. So if you guys got any questions at all about Symphony of the Seas, about the Oasis class ship and all of that, by all means, jump right in and say hello. Zach, hey, how are you, Zach and Mindy? Good to see you. Hey, let's definitely plan to meet up at Disney Springs soon. I can't wait to see you guys. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, so we took a little break from YouTube just because we've been so doggone busy. But it's good to see you guys again. Yeah, our first time on an Oasis class ship. That was amazing. I really had no idea what to expect. I just figured it was going to be just a big, crowded, crazy ship. And it turns out it was absolutely lovely. Hey, Webster. Hi, thanks for joining the show. Welcome. And I still have a dry cough, so bear with me. That's why I got the microphone off to the side so I can duck away. And I've got my tea going. So cheers, everybody. Good morning. Good Saturday morning, wherever you are. Let's see, it's showing 62 degrees right now. It's about 42 this morning here in Orlando. I don't know how it is where you are. And it is 351 days to Christmas. Yes, I still have my counter going. But hey, you know, one of the big things I want to talk about today is our group cruise. This is one of the big things I wanted to talk to you all about today because this thing is going to be spectacular. And believe it or not, it is selling like the ship itself is selling like crazy. And Rebecca and I are going to be there. This is a British Thanksgiving on the Valiant Lady. 8 nights on this ship. You know, we were on Scarlet Lady for 5 nights. You guys have seen my vlogs. They're right here. You know how insane I went over the food. And my only complaint on the entire ship really was that it was only 5 nights. We didn't have enough time to really experience everything. This one is 8 nights. This is going to be the Valiant Lady. We're going to the Eastern Caribbean. We're going to a lot of fun places, including St. Croix, which is one island that we have never been to.
Yes, we have.
We've been to St. Croix.
Yes, that's where we did that food tour where the 2 people left at the first
Oh, yeah, that's right. The British version. So we have been to St. Croix. We're going back. We had a lovely food tour. Now I remember we took this van like all the way across the island and we met this most amazing, lovely woman who took us to places we never would have found. I mean, never.
Yummy food, too.
Yummy, incredible food.
It was hot as all freaking
It was hot as Hades that day. But what an amazing food tour, because literally, like most of the places didn't even have signs on them. We wouldn't have even known that they were eateries. and she took us in, and oh my God, the food that we, especially that one place where we had to climb up all the stairs, and he gave us those little fritters.
And
Like,
it was
no
it
way.
ended up being a personal tour just for the two of us because the
Yeah.
two other people who had signed up
Bailed
left
after the first one.
At the first stop.
And for those of you just joining us, that is my lovely wife, Rebecca, my partner in crime. She doesn't like to be on camera. I'm the pretty one who sits on camera, and Rebecca is the brains behind the whole thing, behind the curtain. So she sits over there. But yeah, so welcome, and excuse me.
And Zachary, just so you know, the shore excursions through Virgin will not open up until, I believe, 45 days before the cruise.
Yeah.
So you may be able to look at them, but you will not be able to book through Virgin until 45 days before, 60 if you're in a suite.
Right. Good morning, Megan. Hey, it was so much fun talking to you yesterday. So thanks for joining in. Yeah, Zachary, if you go to the Shore Excursions group that I sent you, the independent tour company, you can actually start booking those right now, but Virgin doesn't open them up until much later. Virgin works with much smaller operators. They're very much, as you know, they're very much into environmental. They're very much into supporting local. And so sometimes things change, because they are working with smaller operators and things like that. So they will open up much later.
But they do have fairly strict criteria.
Very strict
for their
criteria.
operators.
Yeah.
Not that other lines don't, but
Right.
they have more environmental, and like they won't do any of those tours where you swim with dolphins or manatees or anything like that. So
yeah. So so this cruise is going to be 8 nights on the Valiant Lady, and right now, if you book through the end of January, so by January 31st, not only do you get included Wi-Fi, all the meals, their gratuities, any exercise classes, you get a $600 bar tab for the cabin for coming on this cruise. If you book, and this is, by the way, this is all Virgin Voyages cruises booked through January 31. If you are thinking about going on Virgin Voyages, come join us on this Thanksgiving, or book any Virgin Voyages cruise, and you get a $300 or a $600 bar tab.
Depends on the length of your cruise.
Correct. So less than 7 nights, you're going to get a $300 bar tab. Over 7 nights, you're going to get a $600 bar tab. So good morning. Wow, we've got a whole bunch of people coming on. Hey, Peg and Artie, and See the World with Chris. Hi guys. Good to see you. Webster is asking. Let's see. I had mentioned that MSC might. Might port out of San Juan. Is that something I discovered? That was just something I swear I saw in an article, but now I can't find it again. So I might have been thinking NCL. So Norwegian Cruise Line is definitely putting the Prima in San Juan, which is going to be amazing.
Prima, I thought.
Right. The Viva, the second ship, the Viva. The Viva is going to be in San Juan. So you're going to have Brilliant Lady from Virgin Voyages, and you're going to have the NCL Viva. 2 brand spanking new gorgeous ships are going to be home porting out of San Juan, which is going to be fabulous because you can go deeper into the Caribbean. You can do all these islands that most of the ships don't do because they're coming out of Florida. But when you come out of San Juan, you're already deep in the Caribbean. So those should be like, I really want to go to Guadeloupe because that's where they filmed Death in Paradise. And I would just love to go see the island because we watch that show all the time. It's so silly.
Love that show.
Love that show. So Megan, you got a balcony. Yay. So Megan actually gave us a call yesterday asking for some advice on her upcoming cruise. And glad to see that worked out for you guys. So awesome. Wow, we got a bunch of comments going on. Peg, oh yay. So actually that was on the Scarlet Lady, but essentially the same. They are twin sisters. So yeah, that's why I can't wait to get on the Valiant, because we can finally try everything. We didn't get you saw the food tour, we still didn't eat everything because it was only 5 nights. 5 nights is not near enough on a Virgin ship. You need to do at least, so with Scarlet Lady, you can do 9 nights. You can do a 5 and a 4
back to back.
And on Valiant, you can do 6, 7, and 8 nights. And that's what I am doing. So, yeah, I know. I can't wait for Brilliant Lady. It's like we're all of a sudden going to have 4 lady ships out there. It's going to be so exciting. I mean, it's so cool for Virgin Voyages to have all of this going on. So, yay. The Peanut Old Fashioned. Is that what they called it in the?
It was
It was a nutty old fashioned.
yes, but it was almond. It was
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but yes, in the test kit. If you're talking about the test kitchen, yes, get the old fashioned. That is the best old fashioned. I thought the ones on Celebrity were the best in the world class bar. That was the best. That was even better than On the Rocks. So On the Rocks makes a really good old fashioned on Virgin, but the one in the test kitchen was amazeballs. I mean, just absolutely amazeballs. Andrew, hey Andrew, good morning to you. Yes, I believe it is the Brooklyn port, the MSC. So MSC in the United States will be New York, Port Canaveral, Miami, and then Galveston. So by the end of 2024, I believe is when all of the ports are going to come into play. This year might be Brooklyn, but I'm pretty sure it is the Brooklyn cruise pier that MSC is going to be out of in New York City. Pretty sure that's what I saw up there. So yeah. Hey, Angela. Hi, everybody. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? Holy cow. Y'all are absolutely amazing. If you're just joining in, I'm just going to pop this up again. We're talking about our group cruise. We have 16 cabins reserved on this ship. And, I'm just going to be up front. The suites are gone. Already, the suites are completely gone on this cruise. I actually wanted to see if we could get another cheeky corner because that's where we were on the first one. And we had a grand old time in that cabin. But, like I said, on Virgin Voyages, you don't need to have a suite really to get that suite experience because all the food's included, the Wi-Fi is included, gratuities included, the soft drinks are included, the group exercise class. This time, I want to do the 90s boy band dance class if they're still doing it. I couldn't do it last time because I ate too much food. Oh, my God, we had this massive breakfast. That was the morning I had the French toast burger for breakfast. That was stupid because I knew I was going to be doing that dance class and I could not do any dance classes. So SeaWorld with Chris, have I heard? Yes, I have heard. So it's been 2 years now. And, it's about that time, every couple of years. So they're reevaluating all of the entertainment. All of the entertainment is third party, as they are on all cruise lines. Except Royal Caribbean, Royal Caribbean, Princess, when they have their own stage shows, those are their own dancers. From what I understand, everybody's third party on the ships. So they are reevaluating. And I've heard them talk about how like NSA might be going away. A few other things may be going away. But, it's the kind of thing that now that people are coming back, I mean, Virgin has a really good retention rate right now. People are really enjoying the ship. They're coming back, but then when they come back to the same shows. So you got to start, like we were on Royal Caribbean, Symphony of the Seas. So we saw the same theater show, same theater production company put on two completely different shows. And then we had an ice skating show and we had the water show and we had all these things. So we had so much entertainment on that ship. And I would gladly go back on the ship a second time and watch all that same entertainment again. But then after that, it's like, all right, I've seen the show a couple of times.
But again, if you go on a different Royal Caribbean ship, you'll have entirely different shows. Whereas
with Virgin, it's pretty much the same show.
The same restaurants, the same shows.
Yeah. So, and I think one thing that they really have to look at is that, okay, Valiant Lady's going to have this set of shows and Scarlet's going to have this set of shows. So this way, when you go on the different ships, you do get a different experience. So yeah, I think it's a very good move by Virgin to go ahead and take a look at that and reevaluate because they really are getting a fabulous retention rate. I had one client, they have this thing, like everybody does. It's My Next Virgin Voyage is what they call it. So you're on the ship, you can book another cruise or you can get credit for another cruise. One couple called, they booked 4 of them. 4 while they were on board. So they booked 4 more My Next Virgin Voyages. Virgin is really doing a great job retaining people. The big part of it is there's no nickel and diming on that ship, which you get, like we went on Symphony of the Seas, had an absolutely lovely time. But, every restaurant you got to pay for. The drinks.
Well, not every restaurant, but
all specialty restaurants. Yes. There's no such thing as a specialty restaurant. And I think people are really starting to like this. And I would love to see, especially like a Celebrity, a Princess, a Holland America. Like Princess actually has a really, really good Princess Plus plan. That Princess Plus plan is actually really, really good. And it reasonably priced. And so what Virgin has basically done is just said, we're not going to offer a package. We're just going to roll it right in there. But you don't even have to think about it. This is the price. You don't have to worry about what's the price with the perks, without the perks. You got the perks. And at some point, it would be nice to see some of the other cruise lines just say, all right, you know what? Wi-Fi's in there, gratuities are in there. Boom. If they just did that, that would just be fantastic. Like even just rolling in the gratuities so we don't have to play that game. You want to prepay the gratuities? You want to wait till you get on board? Just roll it in. Just be done with it. That would be really nice. Angela's asking, what kind of entertainment is there? If you're talking about Virgin Voyages, it tends to be, it's your typical, they have trivia during the day.
They have arts and crafts kind of stuff.
Oh my God, they have so much fun. So one of the crew members called it adult summer camp. And I think that's really a great way to think about Virgin Voyages. So they have arts and crafts. They do have musicians throughout the ship during the day. The house band was fabulous. I mean, the house band could be a rock band today, like an Irish folk band tomorrow. They were really, really good. And then they had like some random things that would just happen. Like a juggler might suddenly appear, start juggling. And there was this one couple, I recognized them from a dual reality show. They were hilarious. They were speaking in their own made up language and trying to interact with people and get people, I think, to figure out how to bake something, or because they had like these ingredients on the table. It was absolutely silly. So little things like that, just little pop-up entertainment. And of course, there's lots of food to eat. Lots and lots of food. The DJ usually does a set up by the pool at least once or twice a day. Of course, tons of extra, they're very much into fitness, exercise, lots and lots of yoga and classes and things like that going on.
And even like the boy band dance class.
The boy band dance. Oh, the 80s exercise, which is a Richard Simmons class, basically. That is like the most popular thing. And what we were told, by the way, the 80s dance class thing or exercise thing is like the most popular thing. And I was told that, look, if you can't sign up for it because it doesn't go so quick, just show up. And very often they have extra room and they'll just say, yeah, just come on in. Because it
is free to sign up. So some people just will sleep.
They either won't show up or
they've
got a little extra room. So those like that. So you definitely want to try doing Princess at some point for sure. Yes. The adult, that's such a great way to describe it. Adult summer camp. He was actually the arts and crafts leader. And there was a scavenger hunt going on that day, which we missed on.
And there was a puzzle building competition at one point. I remember.
Thanks for joining us, Love Pugs. I love your name. That's a great name.
Oh, and they have the arcade, which is included. It's not an extra cost.
Oh, right. So they have the arcade on Virgin Voyages. It's a retro arcade. So, Pac-Man, Defender, Galaga. Old NASCAR racing game, but it's free. You just walk up and you hit start and off you go. So that was, and they had air hockey and some other games like that. Foosball, the
tabletop shuffleboard.
Yeah. So all kinds of fun stuff to do. And, we decided, we actually asked on our last TikTok live, hey, if we were going to do a group cruise on Virgin Voyages, what would you want to do? And overwhelmingly, everybody said Thanksgiving. So we've got this. We've already booked some folks on there. We still got some cabins left. Would love to have you join us. And like I said, $600 bar tab if you book by January 31st. And that $600 bar tab is actually good for any Virgin Voyages cruise over 7 nights. Under 7 nights, it'll be a $300 bar tab. So it doesn't matter which cruise you book on Virgin Voyages. We'd love to have you come join us on Thanksgiving, but you can also do.
And they will have itineraries that go deeper into the Caribbean once they start home porting a ship out of San Juan.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've already got somebody booked on that, by the way. The Brilliant Lady out of San Juan. I've already got somebody booked on that, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. Yes, Monkey B, you need to get on that ship. It is good food. And if you'd like to work out, this ship is totally set up for that with fabulous outdoor exercise stations. It's really nice the way they did that. And they split the gym into 2 pieces. So it's not just one big gym. It's actually split by the gym and tonic pool area there, which is really nice. So they've done an absolutely stunning thing. Yeah, so going deeper in. So that's why we're going on this cruise. If you do it during the winter time, that's when the Valiant Lady is coming over. So this is actually an 8-night cruise. We're doing the Eastern Caribbean. And she's actually going all the way down to St. Croix, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this. Because, again, 5 nights is not enough. So If you want a longer Virgin cruise, however, and it's just the Scarlet Lady who's here, then you put 2 together and you can do 9 nights. But of course, you're not going to go deeper into the Caribbean. You're just going to do, 2 different. And I think they have 4 different itineraries total that they're doing, maybe 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, they got like 4 or 5. So you can put a combination together and do 9 nights. You will come back to Miami. You're not going to go that deep in the Caribbean, but you can do 9 nights. And I will say the Bimini Beach Club twice on a cruise is not going to be a problem for me. That is a stunning, stunning beach club.
And like I said, once you start home porting the ship out of San Juan, you can get even deeper into the Caribbean. I don't
get very deep
know
into
if
the
they've
Caribbean.
announced their itineraries from San Juan yet, but
yes, they have.
Oh, okay.
They do have the itineraries. The known itineraries have already been posted. So if you look up, if you go on Virgin's website and you just simply look up Brilliant Lady, you can see that. In fact, there's a link from our website. If you go to where'swaltertravel.com, you go to our Virgin Voyages page. There's actually a link from our website. You can self-book from that link, but it ties to our agency. So then we can still service you guys after the sale and help, take care of any of your needs on the ship, the itineraries and all of that good stuff, excursions and whatnot. So we can certainly help you out with that. Zachary, are we planning a meeting? Well, yeah, we're definitely going to plan something. There is one particular excursion that I'm going to try to get folks to sign up for in San Juan on that Shore Excursions group page, the independent group. There is a hands-on culinary tour in San Juan, and it's 12 people only. And the more people we get, the less it is per person. So, it's one of those sliding scale things. So I definitely would like to try to get 10 other folks to come join us for that. And certainly on board, we'll figure out something. Once we figure out who all's coming with us, we'll put together something. Maybe we'll do something with the Diva. That would be killer. That has to be one of the most fun things.
Go play drag bingo together.
Oh, yeah, we could all go play drag bingo together, although you got to sign up early for that one. But yeah, I would say I would say yes, Zach. We're definitely going to plan something. We just got to see who all's coming with us, on this thing. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Some of the best food, yeah. It's definitely good. It's definitely really good. Of course, that just depends on where you've been, But it is, without a doubt, other than Remy on the Disney Fantasy, it's the best food, that hands down, especially across the entire ship. Really, really good. Really, really good. So, yay. Oh, hey, a little over a month, you'll be on the Valiant. So a good friend of ours is on it right now, or they just exited it. On there right now. And in fact, I know he's still on it because he went to the test kitchen last night. He's having a blast, an absolute blast. And he's like 65 years old. So, and I don't know if you've noticed, but Virgin's advertising has kind of shifted a bit. Now they're actually showing people who look like us and who are older than us on the ship, because that's what it is. Virgin Voyages is very similar to Celebrity. I know it might be hard to believe that to those of you who have never been on the ship, but that's the vibe that I got, that it was more like Celebrity than anything else. It's got that casual luxury feel about it. And what's really cool about the ship, there's no 4-story atrium or any of these big spaces. Everything pretty much single story. So the ship feels really small. And that's why they say it feels like a mega yacht. The ship feels really small. It's a 2,700 person ship. So it's already a medium-sized ship. It's not, really big. But when you're actually on it, it feels like maybe there's 1,000 people.
And we're not saying small as in claustrophobic, just
right.
Small as in more intimate.
Intimate. It's very intimate, and there's seating everywhere. I mean,
some of it's not particularly comfortable if you have bad knees for me, like I do, but just got to pick and choose.
Hey, there's Christy. Hi, Christy. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Christy is one of the people who helps to run our fantastic Facebook page. And if you have not joined up yet, come on over. In fact, let me get the banner off of there so we can see that a little bit better. Whoops.
And we do understand those of you with children. Obviously, this is not going to be the cruise for you, but
yes. No,
at some point we'll do a more family-friendly group cruise.
And we will. But if you've not joined the Facebook group yet, you just saw Christy pop up there. She's one of our administrators on there. There's also a link in the description, but that's where it is. This is a private Facebook group. There's less than 300 people in there. It's a small group. And what I love about this group is that I get to see your vacations. I get to see what you guys are doing. So please do consider coming over and joining that. And by the way, so I'm just going to show you a couple of more things. Oh, Peg. Yeah, so you were skeptical about that food? Yeah. So you're going on Valiant February 19th. Aw. But we're going to be on the Sky Princess on February 25th. So maybe we'll see you. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Excuse me. Pardon me. Some tea.
Well, we're out of Fort Lauderdale. That's out of Miami.
Yeah, but we might see them. You never know. I don't know. But we're going on Sky Princess because I want to try the gelato. They have authentic. In fact, this is it. It is our birthday cruise. Let me go ahead and hide that.
Kind of midway between our birthdays.
It's kind of like the Rebecca is earlier in February. I'm like halfway through March. And so we usually try to go on a cruise around our birthday. So we're calling this the unofficial group cruise. If you'd like to join us, just let me know. We've got some folks coming from our Facebook group are actually coming to join us. I can't wait to meet them in real life. So excited because I've already booked them on like 3 other cruises, and now they're going to come on this one, and I can't wait to finally meet them. But if you want to join us, this is not an official group cruise because it's too late. We're already past final payment. But yeah, if you want to come join us on the Sky Princess, we saw her our very first cruise back. We were on the Norwegian Escape, and we were in St. Thomas, and the Sky Princess was there with us. And I was like, my God, look at this ship. It is gorgeous. I didn't realize it's actually the newest ship in the fleet.
No, not anymore.
Well, the Sun Princess.
No, there's the Enchanted and Discovery are newer.
Oh, okay. Well, they still say that she's the newest one on their page. So that's why I got that, because she launched in 2019.
Yeah, no, the Sky and the Enchanted and the Discovery.
Gotcha. Well, she's one of the newest ones.
Yes.
And then the Sun Princess will be coming out next year, I think. So that's why we're going on it, because we are going to go eat gelato. I'm going to have gelato. I may live stream the gelato every single day, just so you guys can see. I'm going to
build in a gelato budget to our.
Yeah. So make sure you're following me on TikTok, because every day I may live stream the gelato. But so we're going to do that. Well, thank you. Thank you for the kind words about the vlog. Mark! Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark and Debbie. How are you? Hopefully we'll see you guys this week. It'd be nice to see you guys for lunch. Let's see. What else? Oh, so Valiant is a birthday cruise for you too. Yay! Happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. It's going to be an exciting year. And if you're late tuning in, we're so honored. We've been told that we're one of the fastest growing agents in the company, and that's all thanks to you guys. We wouldn't even be travel agents if it wasn't you guys. So certainly let us know. And one really cool thing, I'm just going to step over here to my sales hat for just a moment. We book cruises, of course, but we book so much more. And we just put together an amazing 20-day itinerary for a teacher who is retiring. So they're going to Germany, they're going to Rome, they're going to go on a cruise, they're going to Greece, they're going to Barcelona, then they're going to come back, and we spent about 2 weeks putting the entire package together. So whatever you guys need, I'll step back off the sales thing and come on back to the show. But thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We wanted to come back. We haven't seen you guys in a while. And like I said, we were just on the Symphony of the Seas, which was absolutely fantastic. Before I talk about that, I do want to talk about a few other quick things. Like number one, this cruise that Holland America has in Alaska. Holy crap. Thank you, Party with Pagan Artie. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for following us. This cruise, this is 14 days in Alaska on Holland America. Now, Holland America has been doing Alaska for over 75 years. Princess and Holland are our 2 picks to do Alaska. They simply do it better than everybody else. Typically, I say go on a cruise tour. Do 7 days on land, do 7 days at sea if you really want to see all of Alaska. But this is an amazing 14-day itinerary. In fact, I'm going to put it full. I'm going to get rid of the banner so you can really see it. Kodiak, Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, Homer, Alaska, Valdez, Alaska. In 2023, they're going to Prince Rupert, British Columbia. In 2024, they're going to Juneau. Skagway, Alaska, Glacier Bay in 2023, Endicott Arm in 2024, Sitka, Alaska in 2023, Wrangell, Alaska in 2024, Ketchikan Inside Passage. This is 14 days, and it starts at $1,100 for the 2023 sailings. It starts at $1,100 for 14 days per person in Alaska for 14 days. That's unreal. So now there's only 4 sailings of this. There's 2 in 2023, May and September. There's 2 in 2024, May and September. They're on the New Amsterdam and they are on the Noordam, I believe. This is an amazing, if you've never been to Alaska and you're kind of thinking, wow, it'd be kind of cool to go to Alaska, and you don't really want to do the land sea tour, this is an amazing find. We were actually pulling Alaska itineraries for another client, and I saw this. I was like, are you kidding me? I had no idea there was an itinerary like this. And Holland America is fantastic in Alaska. So if you've been like, well, maybe I'll go in 2024, 2023, there are still some really good deals in 2023. And then another one is this one right here. This is a land sea tour from Princess. This is going to be on the Grand Princess. So you will be starting in Vancouver, then you go to Ketchikan, Alaska, Juneau, Alaska, Skagway, Alaska, Glacier Bay, College Fjord, and you go to Whittier, and then you'll do 7 days on land, the Kenai Princess Wilderness Lodge, Mount McKinley Princess Wilderness Lodge, Denali Princess Wilderness Lodge, and Fairbanks. Yes, Princess does own these lodges. So you will be with Princess the entire way, ship and land. And in Fairbanks, their hotel is really, really small. So depending on how many people are there, you may be in the Princess Lodge or you may be in another hotel nearby. So if you've been thinking about Alaska, and again, this is a really good rate. This is very limited right now. This is really, really popular, this particular tour. They have other ones as well. They have plenty
is
2020. I mean, 2023 is priced really well again.
And it's going
in Alaska.
Quick.
So yeah, things are going really, 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 really quick. There we go. Let me get rid of that. Come back. I see we've got a question right here. Do I know if Virgin does anything for birthdays? I'm going to guess that they do. Yeah. And so there's 2 ways you can do it. If you book directly, you can let them know, or your travel agent can certainly let them know that you're celebrating a birthday. That's what we do. Whenever there's a client celebrating a birthday or
an
doing something
anniversary
special,
or retirement or whatever.
We'll call into our counterparts at the cruise line and tell them that's this, or we'll just put it right into the booking, But even if you don't, you can just certainly tell them on board and they can probably set up something. Most cruise lines are going to be a cake. They're going to embarrass you at dinner, just like they do in restaurants. But that's what they do with most cruise lines.
No, we've done that on Princess, and they came with a little kind of personalized cake with a happy birthday written in chocolate syrup on the plate.
They did. Yes, the land sea does look awesome, and I gotta say this absolutely blows me away. This particular cruise right here, I've not seen one like that. I've not seen one that's this long with this many amazing stops. That's absolutely insane.
And Princess does have, I don't know I can't remember how long it is, but they do have one tour that will literally go to every single lodge they own.
Yeah.
In Alaska.
Yeah. So if you got time, that's the way to do it. I've talked about this in the past, but that's what we did. We did 7 days on land, and then we did 7 days at sea. I mean, to this day, I can still remember it. This was 2008, and I can still remember it to this day. And we've got to go back. So when I started seeing some of these prices, I'm like, I think we need to get back to Alaska sooner than I thought we did, because the prices are just absolutely amazing. Last year was the best the prices ever were. This year, actually, they're still pretty close. 2024, they're definitely going up. I will say that. So if you're thinking about Alaska, this cruise right here that I'm showing you right now starts at about $1,100 per person. 2023, it starts at about $1,900 per person in 2024. The same cruise. So they're definitely going to start pushing back up in 2024. So if you're thinking about Alaska, 2023 is a good year to go to Alaska if you have the time. The season is generally May until early October. Used to be September. Now they're pushing into October, which is actually kind of cool. They're going a little bit later. And this Great Alaskan Explorer is May, September. I think these are the first and last cruises of the season for those ships. So that's actually kind of cool. And if you're one of those people that's like, wow, I'd really love to see the Northern Lights. The only time I've seen the Northern Lights show up in my social feeds is the very first cruises. It's always the captain. That's why I follow so many of the captains. But the captains will post, hey, we saw the Northern Lights this morning. And it's almost always when they first get to Alaska. I've never seen it on the tail end, but certainly when they first get to Alaska, that seems to be when they see the northern lights. Northern lights are very rare. If you really want to see the northern lights, you got to go over to Norway to see them over there, which we'd be happy to book you over there too. Yes, Angela, it's a ridiculous price. I mean, $1,100 to do that. I don't know. Do I have Princess? Yeah, so Princess is, now the cruise land tours, they do start higher. So the land tour is going to start somewhere around $1,700, $1,800 per person, but this is land sea. So it is more cost intensive to do the land part of it than it is the sea part. But yeah, just absolutely spectacular. And one other thing I do want to mention while we're just talking about things, this is kind of cool. Cunard, the Queens, they have announced, we don't know exactly what it is yet, but they have announced that on January 11th and 12th, they are going to be running some solo traveler specials. We have several solo travelers in our clientele, so I let them all know. But if you have any interest on traveling on the Queen, and I will tell you, if you're going to Europe for anything sometime soon, and you don't necessarily have to fly and get there in one day, going Cunard from New York to Europe is way cheaper than going first class on a plane. Certainly going to be a heck of a lot more comfortable. But I priced out a couple at one point. I want to say it was $950 for the two of them for an interior cabin to go Cunard across. For some reason, going to Europe is much cheaper than coming back. And that's on all the cruise lines.
That's because more people want to get their long flight over with.
Yeah.
First.
Probably. And plus, the cruises coming back tend to be longer. They tend to stop at more places. And it'll be like a 15-day cruise. Whereas these Cunard cruises, these are 7 days and sometimes 10 days. They go to Southampton and they also go to Hamburg. So if you're going to Europe and you don't necessarily have to fly over there in one day and you have some time, you got like 6 or 7 days that you could take to get to Europe, you could truly go in style riding one of these Cunard ships, transatlantic. I thought they went pretty much every week, but they don't. There are like 2 or 3 weeks every so often where there's no transatlantic happening at all, but they do go back and forth quite often. So even coming back, Cunard is actually cheaper than most of the other cruise lines just because they do it. It's a regular thing for them. Whereas the other cruise lines are like once a year, they're going to do it.
Once a year there, once a year back.
That's what I said. Coming here is still cheaper because they do it all the time. So I want to say there's probably something like, 15 times they go over and 15 times they come back. So really, if you're a solo traveler, certainly reach out to us or take a look at what Cunard, that's what our client did. They went on Cunard's site and they said, okay, these are 3 cruises I'm interested in. Tell me what the deals are going to be on that day. So it's just 2 days. Again, we still don't know what it is. They just said they're going to have a solo traveler special. So just keep an eye out for that. And of course, the big thing we're talking about today is come join us for Thanksgiving. It'll be so much fun. Just write to us and let us know what you'd like to do.
And just to get you informed, if you want to do this, you do need to have a passport.
Oh, thank you for reminding me about that.
Plenty of time to get one right now.
If anybody wants to go on Virgin Voyages, they absolutely 100% require a passport to take a cruise.
You cannot cruise with birth certificate and driver's license.
No, not on Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
Other
cruise lines, sure. Virgin, no.
Yeah, so out of the United States, most cruise lines will allow you to do a driver's license and an original birth certificate, not Virgin Voyages. They are passport no matter where you are. So and it's a good thing to have. I mean, if you don't have a passport, it's a good thing to have. You really should have a passport. It just makes life so much easier. And you need the passport
book, not the card.
Okay.
No, there's a difference.
Yeah. So the book. So you need to get the book, even though nobody stamps it anymore. Because fun if people stamped it,
Yeah.
Gave you nice stamps. They don't stamp it anymore, so that's kind of not fun. But yeah, so I talked about all of these cruises. I talked about the specials and all of that. I'm just going to kind of leave this on the screen, but I'm going to talk about Symphony of the Seas too. Hey, Aaron. Hello. Hi, Aaron. Oh, I thought I had it. There it is. Got it. Alaskan cruise. Yeah, she booked yours in September on Ovation of the Seas. Been doing HAL research. Yes, we've been on HAL. In fact, the New Amsterdam, which is the ship in that picture, that is the exact ship that we went on. What's really cool about Holland America they have now, you know, they were always known as, oh, they're the old people cruise line. Well, yes and no. So it's more, they are starting to skew a little bit younger, and they have recognized that maybe the older generation is the generation of the 60s, of the Rolling Stones, of the Who, you know, the Beatles.
My mother is that generation, and she's not just listening to classical music and jazz and big band.
So now
she has wide-ranging interests.
They got the BB King Blues Club. They've got the Rolling Stone Club. They've got a Billboard Club. They do have the Lincoln Center. One of the lovely things about being on Holland America was actually walking around the ship, and suddenly there was a string quartet just playing it. And those ships are gorgeous.
And they have lovely artwork throughout the hallways.
Yeah. And just, you know, it's a very classic, it looks like, as you can see, just by looking at that picture, it looks like a classic ocean liner. And the pools are stunning. Now, the pools, to me, kind of remind me of like the Norwegian Haven, but they're just the public pools. You don't need anything special to go to them. So HAL is a fantastic cruise line, and especially their new Pinnacle class, like the Rotterdam. The new Amsterdam is right before that, but she has been updated with more things. But like the Rotterdam, I mean, just look at some of the videos of the interiors of these ships. They are absolutely stunning.
And the Rolling Stone Club is Rolling Stone magazine, not the band.
Yeah,
I thought that too at first, but
yeah, they are the new classical music.
Although they may play Rolling Stone music, I'm assuming.
But it's a deal with Rolling Stone magazine. So it's a really good. It's a really, really good cruise line. It really is.
I will say probably not ideal if you have family, children.
Well, just keep in mind. So Princess, Celebrity, Holland America. There is no water slides. There's nothing but pools and the kids clubs. Those are the two things they got. And they do have sports courts. In fact, pickleball is really, really big. I couldn't get over how big pickleball was on the Symphony of the Seas. Holy crap. We're sitting up there having breakfast, and there's like, they got 3 courts set up out there, and there's like 10 people waiting, and they're all like rotating in and out. I'm like, is pickleball really that big? Holy crap. I got to get into this. And of course, you know, we think pickleball, older people. No, there were like all these young people out there playing pickleball.
Teenagers even.
Yeah. So, and one dude, of course, you know, he had to show up. He had the shirt, he had the shorts, he had all the pickleball stuff, he had his thing. He was like, you could tell he was like Mr. Pickleball. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so HAL is absolutely fantastic. Look, see, Megan plays twice a week. I need to go play. I used to play tennis. I have not played pickleball yet. I have got to try that out. So
Whereas for me, any sport involving a ball is no.
Rebecca's going to hurt herself if she does.
Well, I'm not necessarily going to hurt myself. I'm just never going to hit the ball. And Andrew, yes, we did the Ultimate Abyss. No, we never made it onto the carousel, and we tried Loco Fresh. Not impressed.
Yes. So he's asking about Symphony of the Seas, all of that. So the Ultimate Abyss, what was really funny to me about the Ultimate Abyss is that it's all this buildup. Like, oh my God, it's going to be such a thing. And it was so slow. When I actually went down, it was just like going down a slide, just a regular slide. It wasn't that big of a deal. In fact, when I got to the bottom, I pretty much stopped. I kind of had to push myself out. It wasn't that big a deal.
If you have any mobility issues or bad knees like I do, it was a little difficult to get down in the mat.
Yeah. And then El Loco Fresh, I thought was terrible. The
I wouldn't say terrible.
Yeah,
it was
terrible.
Just
for me. It was terrible.
It was just
Yeah, I think Taco Bell is better. The Blue Iguana on Carnival is fantastic. I mean, Blue Iguana is really good. I thought El Loco Fresh was. Yeah, I thought Taco Bell was better. To be honest with you. Yes, it was about 50% capacity, but we have had friends and clients who have sailed, and she had been sailing quite full, and they're having a grand old time. No, it has not been feeling. You got to remember, these ships are built for the capacity that they're going to sail at. Like we had over, I believe we had over 6,000 on the Symphony of the Seas when we were there. It was December 17th to 24th, it's the holiday sailing. But that ship is built to disperse people. And it's the same thing with Virgin Voyages. That ship is built to disperse people, and it's built for that many people. So will you see it at dinner? Yeah, you'll see some crowds at dinner. But again, there are, 6 different venues, 7 different venues to spread you out, plus the galley. So the only place that's going to be crowded is around the pool because the pools are way too small. That's just part of the design. And what we learned is you go first thing in the morning, and then our friends Stephanie and Ben and David, they went at night into the pool, and they had a blast. So you just kind of learn to get around that. But in terms of the pool itself, or in the terms of the ship itself, I haven't heard anything about people saying, oh, it's really crowded, other than the galley for breakfast. If the ship is in port and you're in the galley, that's a bit of a cluster. I'm going to say that right now. So for breakfast, if you're in port, don't go to the galley. Go somewhere else, like go to Razzle Dazzle.
Or go super early, or go after people have already gotten off the ship.
So one or the other. Yeah. So one or the other. So no, Rebecca cannot do it because her knees are so bad.
No, I think that's pickleball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, your knees are bad and you have no hand-eye coordination. She said
true.
She said she has no hand-eye coordination. You haven't seen Rebecca's hand-eye coordination.
Let's just say in my school days,
yeah.
You know how when you play kickball, I was the kid who 95% of the time missed the kickball. And I also broke my ankle playing obstacle kickball. So I'm and coordination has not gotten any better with age.
The arcade is fun. It really is. It makes you like, I'm a kid of the 80s, and I did feel like I was going back to my old arcade days. It's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph from Disney, right? It's kind of going back into that. It is really, really cute. Yeah, if you got a bad back, it might be tough. But maybe they need to slick it up or something. It was so climactic on the Symphony when I actually started going down. I'm like, this is it? Okay.
Yeah, for me, it was so anticlimactic that it wasn't, I wouldn't do it again because it wasn't worth the trouble of me figuring out how to get in the darn thing and not hurt my knees.
Andrew, there's actually no lights in the slide. It's actually in the daylight. Light shines through. They've got like these slits in the thing. So if you went down at night, it would be pitch black. They may have some LEDs somewhere, but my understanding is there's actually slits in the tube. Not that air comes through, but there's actually designs cut into it that allows light to come through. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah. So breakfast when a Virgin Voyages ship is in port is a bit of a cluster. Virgin has to address the galley. They really do, because what they're trying to do in the galley is to give you a restaurant experience in a food hall setting. It doesn't work because what they want you to do, you got to flag down a server. And what they need to do is to follow Norwegian's lead. Norwegian has the food hall. They have Food Republic. There is a tablet at every single table. You place the order, and then your food is brought to you. Virgin could do that with the app. You can just simply say, I'm at table 25. This is my order, and then they bring it to you. It's the flagging down of the waiters that takes the longest. And that's probably one of the worst things about going on Virgin Voyages. When the galley is not busy, you can just walk up. You can walk up to the taco station. You can walk up to the burger station. Just order whatever you want. But when it's busy, they want you to sit down and wait for a waiter. So they do need to address that. And I hope, in fact, I'm meeting with our with my Virgin rep this week, and I'm going to talk to her about that and say, is there any talk about maybe, moving that? If they move that to the app so you can just place the order and tell the server where you are, that will improve the galley greatly. Because not only do they take the order, we've seen reports of people like Rebecca gets her meal and then 20 minutes later, I'll get mine. So it's like the food isn't even coming out at the same time. So that's the one issue where they need to address that. Well, the dock is certainly much less crowded. It's a much smaller space, but that is great. And what he's talking about, or she, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're he or she, Chris, but they have these little flags that you pop up on the menu, which is fantastic. And the waiter knows to come over there and take your order. It's absolutely fantastic. But of course, up in the galley, they have hundreds of tables, so that wouldn't quite work. But again, if we just ordered on the app and said that we're at table 25, then they could come find us. And you can even see, like, sometimes there's confusion with the waiters. Like, they bring the food out, and they're like, what table am I going to? So, yeah, that's definitely room for improvement on Virgin. But right now, I would say it's right up there as one of my favorite cruise lines.
That being said, both the Wake and Razzle Dazzle have very nice brunches.
Yeah, they have really, really good brunches for sure. And room service is actually fabulous. Oh man, room service. They bring out this zippered bag with all these containers in it. It's real. Oh, it's brought up so beautifully. And then they even have the grab and go too. That's another thing that you can do for breakfast. They have grab and go at one end of the galley, and they have grab and go just before you walk out onto the dock on deck 7. Now, I did hear some complaints when the ship was almost full, that those were emptied out pretty regularly. People were really grabbing at them. I love the little charcuterie thing they had in there with the meats and the cheeses and all of that. Oh my God, it was so good. I really enjoyed
wish they
that.
did one with just like cheese and bread or crackers.
Yeah, I didn't care because I eat meat. She doesn't eat meat, but I eat meat. Oh, and by the way, that was one of the cool things that Virgin did too. Obviously, Virgin is known, vegan, vegetarian friendly. One of the really cool things that they did, we were in Extra Virgin, and they have this just stunning charcuterie plate that they bring out, and they brought it to the table, and like cheeses and meats were mixed. So we said, can you?
No, another table. I saw
That's
it.
right. That's right. We saw it at another table, and we're like, can you bring that out, but maybe separate? And they literally did. They separated the two sides of the board. So the meats were on one side, the cheeses were on the other side. It was absolutely fantastic. So Virgin is really, really good with your dietary needs. I say all are. With dietary needs, vegetarian, and all.
But they're especially good with vegan, because Richard Branson, I hear, is mostly vegan.
Yeah, he is mostly vegan. Razzle Dazzle probably had one of my favorite things I've ever eaten in my entire life, which was that coconut fairy toast that I showed. It was like eating toast and cereal at the same time. I felt like
I liked the mushroom tartare at Razzle Dazzle.
Yeah, well, and I'm saying, look, the coconut fairy toast was not the best tasting thing in the world. It was just so much fun to eat it. I mean, it's literally like eating toast and cereal at the same time. I really felt like a little kid on Saturday morning watching the cartoons when I ate that thing. So, yeah, certainly not the best food, but it was just so much fun to eat it. Great question, Megan. When's the best time to book excursions? Is there a time? Generally, the prices are not going to change.
Sometimes there's sales on certain excursions.
Like Black Friday that just went by, you might see something. But actually, excursion can tend to go up as you get closer if they're filling in. Now, if they're not selling, then the price will go down. But if they're getting close to sold out, like you see 2 slots left, 3 slots left.
And there are certain kinds of excursions that sell out frequently. Like a lot of the big things in Alaska, helicopter rides, dog sledding, those will sell out quickly. So you don't want to wait. You want to book that. Basically, our advice with excursions is when you see something you like, book it. I mean, the price may go up, it may go down, but if it's something you really, really want to do, just book it. Like the helicopter tours, there's not many slots. There's 4 helicopters going up every hour with like 4 or 5 seats in it. It's not many people can go on those helicopters. So we know it's going to be stupid expensive. It might go up, it might go down, but we really want to go on it. So just book it. So if there's something you really, really want to do, book it. And I would encourage all of you to go to where'swaltertravel.com and go into my private shore excursion thing. That is a third-party group called Shore Excursions Group. What they offer, one, they generally offer smaller tours than what you're going to get on the cruise lines. 2, you're going to save anywhere from 20 to 40% generally over what the cruise lines are going to pay, or what you're going to pay the cruise line. But number 3, they offer a return to ship and a satisfaction guarantee. Similar to the cruise lines, except if you should miss your ship on the way back, not only does Shore Excursions Group get you to the next port, but they pay you $1,000 per person for the inconvenience of missing the ship. Now, the cruise lines don't do that. Cruise lines will get you to the next port if you miss it, but they're not necessarily going to pay you $1,000. And generally, they'll wait a fairly good amount of time for a ship excursion to come back.
So if you're looking for alternatives to what the cruise lines are offering, go to where'swaltertravel.com, click on that private shore excursion, and then click that link, and it'll take you. And what's really cool about it, you enter your cruise line, your ship, and the date you're sailing, and your itinerary comes up. So you don't even have to go searching through all the excursions. It's going to bring up your itinerary, and you just go to the ports to see what's there. And that's where I'm looking at that San Juan tour for this British Thanksgiving thing. So that I'm looking on. So yeah. Hey, Canwell, how are you? Good to see you. you're booked for December on your first cruise, 4 nights. I'm thinking we should have done a longer cruise. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. It's in December, so that means the Valiant Lady, who we're talking about here with this British Thanksgiving cruise, she is going to be here. So the Valiant Lady will be doing 6 and 8 nights. Well, the other thing you can do, because you're on a 4-night, I know that you're on the Scarlet Lady, you could combine 2 cruises and do back-to-back, stay on the ship, so then you would get 9 nights. But 4 nights, if you want to experience everything that this ship has to offer, especially in terms of food, you're not going to be able to do it in 4 nights. We had
Not without
5.
hurting yourself.
Yeah, we had 5 nights, and we couldn't do everything that we wanted to do. So you can either tack on another Scarlet or take a look at what. The Valiant has a 6-night Western, and it has an 8-night Eastern. This Thanksgiving cruise that we're telling everybody about, the group cruise, this is an 8-night Eastern Caribbean. So you got 6 nights on the West, 8 nights on the East.
And of course, there is always the option, if you like it a lot, just at some other point, book a longer cruise.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from. If you're having to fly into Miami from somewhere else. I mean, this is just me. I don't know your situation, but I can tell you that having gone on the ship, I wish we'd have been on it longer, which is why we're going to be on this cruise. We're going to be going 8 nights. We're like, we have to go longer.
Because we never got to Razzle Dazzle for dinner.
We never got to Razzle Dazzle.
Never made it to the Sun Club where they do like poke bowls.
Poke bowls, yep. And
there's a bunch of stuff in the galley I never tried.
I only ate one thing at the hot dog place. I didn't even get a boozy float. Yeah, there was so much in the galley we didn't even get. I mean, I only had like 2 desserts. Come on, they had like 100 desserts there. You know how long it's going to take me to get through all those desserts? So, yeah. Can you switch it? So, yes, you can. If you've gone through a travel agent, certainly contact them before. This is true of just about every cruise line out there. Before final payment, it's pretty easy to be flexible. Once you've made the final payment, then it can be a little stickier. But with this one being so far away, even if you paid in full to get that 10% discount, which actually we haven't even talked about, if you pay Virgin Voyages in full more than 180 days before you cruise, you get a 10% discount on the cruise. So we've actually had multiple clients actually pay in full at the time of booking because you get 10% off the cruise. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. So yes, you should be able to switch it. If you booked it directly through Virgin Voyages, you can certainly call them. Their first mates are fantastic. At least the ones that we deal with on the professional side. I don't know how they are on the public side, but I know on the professional side, my business development manager and the first mates that I am connected with are absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I would certainly look into it. I would absolutely look into it. So why not? Good luck. I hope you can extend it. And of course, if you need help in the future, certainly just let us know. We'd be glad to help you out. We've been booking a ton of Virgin Voyages lately. So much fun. Yes, the candy and fudge. See, I only had one chance to have candy and fudge while I was on the ship because we weren't there. So I need 8 nights. In fact, I really need about 20 nights on the ship.
And we didn't try all the flavors of ice cream.
No.
We never got to the popsicles.
Oh, Zach was asking about a group thing. We could do karaoke. If you want to hear me sing, they have private karaoke. And I think they have one room that can hold 20 people. So, who wants to hear me sing? There's a group event. Actually, we really should do that. That would be hilarious. That would be so much fun. What's it? Are you talking about our Facebook group? There you go. It's right there. Let me go ahead and get that banner off of there for you. But there's the Facebook group. There's also a link in the description. If you go down in there, it's a private group. It is Where's Walter TV. You can also do Where's Walter Travel at the end of it. Both of them will work. Where's Walter TV is actually how all of this even started. I started the social brand back in 2016. And then because of you, our audience, you asked us to become travel agents. We officially became travel agents in September. And we have booked about 55 or 60 cruises already. So you all have been absolutely amazing. Plus, we've got a couple of European tours and a few other things going on as well. So, yeah, so you all have been absolutely amazing. And we can't thank you enough for all of that. So, yeah, Nathan's Frank. That's too funny. No, Zach, if you come into the karaoke booth, you're going to have to sing.
No.
You're just going to have to sing.
Well, then Zach and I can go do something else. Y'all can go sing.
I don't know. Is Mindy going to sing? If Mindy will
she
sing,
loves to sing.
So there we go. So see, okay. So Zachary says Mindy likes to sing. So, you know, it'll be kind of like, so we have some really good friends here in Florida. The wife and I love roller coasters, but Rebecca and her husband don't. So that allows us to go do the roller coasters. And
That's
she,
not quite
well,
accurate.
well, it's not that she doesn't like them. She just really, she can do one and then like she's got to sit for a while.
Yeah.
Her husband can't even do them because he gets like ill.
I need recovery time. And the recovery time depends, how long it is, depends on the roller coaster.
I love Peg and Artie. They're all going to be in the private karaoke. They're so much fun. We didn't even know about them. We found them, I think, on the first night or the second night.
I knew about them.
Well, because I just knew it was called the groupie. I didn't know what the groupie was. And we just kind of walked in. I'm like, oh my God, it's karaoke. And we don't have to sing in front of people. They have 3 booths and you just sign up. Oh my God, just so much fun. Yes, group karaoke, private karaoke. It's so much fun. You just walk in and you sign up. There's no like official thing. There's literally like a sign up sheet, just like school. You sign up for the hours. Yes, Christy, why not? We'll absolutely do a cruise out. You know, you got that beautiful Royal Caribbean terminal there now, and you've got the right now you've got the Allure, and I believe the Harmony is going to switch out with the Allure next year. Then you've got the Carnival Jubilee is coming. She's going to have a brand new terminal. So why not? I think we should go. We should all sail.
And we've never sailed out of Galveston. We were supposed to.
We lived in Conroe for almost a year, and we were supposed to
2020.
sail out in 2020. But of course, nobody cruised in 2020. So yeah, Christy, absolutely. Let's talk about putting together a group cruise out of Galveston, maybe for 2024. That would be an absolute hoot. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Oh God, there's going to be 10 of you. Yeah. So there is a room. So there's 3 different rooms. And I want to say the big one holds 12 or 16. So they do
I
have
never
a fairly
really
large
paid
room.
attention to how.
And it's purple. So yes, you guys are going to have to go try that. It is so freaking much fun. I'm telling you. I mean, if you really want to see it, I think, actually it's here. It's on YouTube. If you go to my Scarlet Lady playlist, you can hear me sing because I know all the words. You know, I am a fan-alo and I know all the words. So me and George were having a fantastic time. We were with our friends, George and Christine. I actually went to high school with them. I graduated high school with them. And we have tried for years to take a cruise together. It just never quite worked out because Christine is a teacher. She can only really cruise in the summertime. We usually don't cruise the Caribbean in the summertime because it's just so stinking hot in the Caribbean. But we finally got it together. And actually, we booked this cruise for 2019 and 2020 and 2021. And then finally, 2022, we were able to finally take the cruise. But wow, so much fun. And George and Christine love to do karaoke. George is a DJ. So we jumped right into it. And then we got Rebecca down there. But Rebecca does not sing. She was just more of the cheerleader than anything else. So it was really fun.
Well, I mean, I sing, just nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, she does sing. I have to hear it. She does sing with me.
Not often.
It's lovely. No, I'm just kidding.
Not often.
But yeah, so obviously I've kept the thing up on the screen the whole time just because we're so stonking excited to be doing this. We've already got Zach and Mindy are definitely coming along. We've got some other folks who are coming along. If you want to come along and join us, please do reach out at Where's Walter Travel. There's a contact us page on there and let us know. And, you know, one thing that I did set up recently, and I've had some questions about it, I've now set up a calendar thing on the website, on the contact page. I used to have a contact form. And what happened with some folks, I get the contact form, and then I spend like 2 or 3 weeks going back and forth trying to set up a time because we do have to have a phone call before we can do anything, only because we are a personal travel concierge. So we don't just pull prices. If you just want to pull prices and go to any website and go ahead and pull the prices, you can see what the prices are for the cruise. But if you want somebody to actually plan a vacation that's going to work best for you, pick the right ship, pick the right itinerary, pick the right cabin and all that, I've got to talk to you. And I've got to make sure, because at least 50% of your cruise is going to be on the ship. And if you pick the wrong ship, you're going to have a terrible time. And so that's why it's so important for us to have a conversation. But now I've set up a calendar thing on the website, so you guys can just simply pick a time and day that works for you. I give you a call, we have a chat, and then I can go ahead and start putting together the proposal. And then I set up another time so you and I can chat through the proposal. Then we can talk through it, and that's how it works. And you don't pay us anything for that. You know, our services are free, but it is a personalized service. So that's why there's a calendar appointment set up now on the website. It's just, you can still contact us. You can still write at info@where'swaltertravel.com if you want to drop us an email, but it's so much easier. You can pick a time that's convenient for you. I'll just give you a call, and then we'll have a little chat about the vacation. So,
and pink agave, I would not say everything is spicy. And because they make everything to order, if you are spice adverse, you can let them know, and chances are they can leave out the spicy thing.
Yeah. Now, pink agave, as I mentioned on the thing, it had like 125 mezcal and tequila. They have a bar that you can go to. I never quite noticed the hours, but the bar is open more than the restaurant itself. They have a mezcal tasting class, which I highly recommend. It's like $35. It wasn't much at all. I highly recommend that class. It was a lot of fun. It burned. I was like, wow, this stuff is strong. But pink agave, like she said, they make everything to order. And one of the things that we really haven't talked about is the time. So most of the restaurants on the Scarlet Lady are not quick affairs. They're not there to just bust the table and get you out. They're there to make you have an excellent meal and have an enjoyable dining experience. So most meals are, say, 90 minutes to 2.5 hours if you don't say anything. If you have something coming up, you definitely want to tell them when you sit down, because we had a secret show that we went to that kind of backed right into Extra Virgin. So we were a little late getting to Extra Virgin, and we only had about 75 minutes to have dinner before Dual Reality. Typically that dinner is a 4-course meal. They turned it into 3 courses for us because I told them, hey, we got about 75 minutes. So they brought out the pasta and the main course at the same time, tighten up the meal. But like Test Kitchen was 2.5 hours. It's enjoyable. And it is one of the more enjoyable things about Virgin is they don't rush that dinner. So if you have things going on, you definitely want to let the server know. And what made me think of it was the pink agave. That was the fastest meal. I want to say it was like 45 minutes. We were in and out of there really quick.
They're really willing to customize things if they can. Like, I'm sure there's some sauces they can't really, they've been made since earlier in the day, but otherwise, like, they could leave out peppers easily. They can, there's things they can do.
And their peppers are spicy. Okay. Any pepper that you see in pink agave, put it off to the side. I had something and there was a little pepper on there, and I took a bite and I was like, whoa, that.
Yeah, but we could have asked if we'd have known. Yeah. I mean, I like them, so it was fine for me.
She likes hot. So.
But we did, like, the potatoes had those peppers in them, but they came with the chorizo. Since I don't eat meat, they were able to make those potatoes without the chorizo. And if we'd have known and asked, we could have gotten the peppers like on the side.
Yes, we could have. Megan asked a good question. When do you get to know show activity times on the ship?
I can't remember specifically. I want to say it was maybe around somewhere in the 60 to 45 days it started showing up on the app, but you will not be able to book any of that until you get on the ship.
And Megan may be talking about her cruise as well. She's doing a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Oh, Royal Caribbean?
So I don't know if you're talking about this, but in general, like Rebecca said, generally about, say, like 60 days out, you'll start to see, like, Royal Caribbean has a lot of Broadway shows. So you're going to know that. Like we knew that Hairspray was on Symphony when we booked it, because that's just a show that's
been on Hairspray for a while. I mean, yeah.
But as you get closer to the cruise, the actual things are going to start to show up, because they may not even know, especially the guest entertainers, they probably don't have that set until about 2 months before the cruise. Like, we had Slam Adams on the Virgin Voyages, who's a blues guitarist. We didn't know that until, I think, about a month out. Wow. If any of you see Slam, his name is Slam Adams. He's a blues guitarist.
He's on Valiant right now.
Yeah, if you ever see him on a ship, go. Holy crap, is he good. But pretty much with any cruise line, generally around that 60-day time frame is when they start locking down who the guest entertainers are going to be, and then you'll see it. With Royal Caribbean now on the Oasis class, and I think
The
Quantum class, you can start to pre-reserve your seats now because the ships are so big.
I'm not sure how far out. But.
So it's free to go to the show, but you can pre-reserve. So yes, Angela, and that's true really of any cruise line too. If you have dinner and you know something is coming up, like I never imagined Test Kitchen was going to take 2.5 hours, but it was just, and it didn't feel like it, to be honest with you. I was like, holy crap, we've been here 2.5 hours.
We didn't have anything planned for the evening, so it was fine.
But anytime you're on a cruise line and you sit down for dinner and you're less than 2 hours from whatever it is you're about to do, let the server know. We've got XYZ going on at this time. So like at Extra Virgin, they just combined two courses together into one, and that was fabulous, and we got out of there, so it was absolutely fantastic. Andrew wants to know what was the top highlight on Symphony of the Seas. Please give me one for food and one for entertainment. That's easy. Food is easy. Chef table.
For me, it was Hooked.
For Rebecca, it was Hooked. For me, it was the chef's table. The chef's table was 100% worth it. And what was really neat about it, it's supposed to be 8 people. And we were going to be 6, and a couple canceled like literally right before the meal. It was just 4 of us. So the chef was cooking for the 4 of us. I had a filet mignon like I can't even describe. I've never had a filet mignon made like that. It was just so perfect, so good. And the couple that we, a meal like that is obviously going to be dependent on people you're sitting with. And we had an absolutely amazing couple that we met. So the meal started at Vintage's wine bar. That's where we had the appetizer and a pre-dinner glass of wine. Then we went down. The only thing I did not like about the chef dinner was we were in the Solarium Bistro, where they have a beautiful table, but the rest of the restaurant is running, and it's like a buffet restaurant. It's kind of a casual thing. So some of these ships, they have like a curtain or something that goes around the chef table, so it kind of isolates you a little bit because you are paying $125, $150, whatever it is per person for this meal. But that was the only negative about it. But the food itself was amazing. And for Rebecca, it was Hooked. And Hooked is where I had probably the single best thing on the ship that was not at the chef table, which was those drunken mussels. Oh my God, those drunken mussels were just stonking ridiculous. I do have I haven't finished editing the full food tour, but the full food tour will be coming up here on YouTube with everything. For entertainment,
Hairspray for me.
Hairspray was just a lot of fun. It's always impressive to see the ice skating because they're working with such a small rink.
True.
Just to see what they can do. I think the most impressive single thing was the Skywalker in the water show. That woman who walks with the wire and the cable and all, she was absolutely amazingly impressive. And, watching her do the rehearsal, I think was just as amazing as the show itself. And then I'll also say Flight was pretty darn cool when the Wright Flyer took off from the stage. That was pretty cool. The show itself was a little weird, but so Chef's Table and Hooked were the 2 highlights on the food, and Hairspray and the Skywalker on the entertainment. Beautiful ship. If you've not been on an Oasis class ship, highly recommend it. Central Park was just amazing. You really do not feel like you're on a cruise ship. Most of that ship, you do not feel like you're on a cruise ship. And there was plenty of room. Now we were on a holiday cruise. We were on a very, very busy cruise. No problem walking around that ship at all day, all night.
Although we didn't get a waterfall on our.
We did not get the waterfall. Park. That would have been nice. Yes, you got Slam Adams. Oh, you're gonna have to see if he's there. Okay. Yeah, he is amazing. So yeah, you just gotta kind of keep an eye out. And sometimes, the shows may get held until about 40. Like right now, we're kind of like in an in-between time. And like Virgin is reevaluating all of their entertainment. So
it may be taking longer to get the shows posted because they're in this reevaluation.
Yeah. So just kind of keep an eye out on everything. So, but yeah, Slam is good. I know he's here on YouTube in my video. I've also got a full clip of him on my TikTok channel as well. So, Andrew, did we walk around the ship? Not really.
We poked our head out there, but
Yeah, it was a little stifling out there, but what I did love, and I didn't realize it at first, was that you can stand right there by the wake, which that has to be the most impressive and powerful feeling I've ever had on a cruise ship. Just the sound of that wake and the rumble of the ship back there with the three propellers. If you go on an Oasis class ship, you may not even realize that either. But if you go to the back of the Aqua Theater, there's a set of stairs that go down to the running track. Just go down there, go to the very back, and just stand there by the wake as the ship is running. It is just, I've never heard or felt that kind of power on a cruise ship before. That's ridiculous the way it feels back there. I love the dock on Virgin Voyages and the way you can just stand out there and watch the wake. And by the way, Virgin lights up that wake. So cool. They have purple lighting that they put on the wake and it stays on all night. So free. It's like, I don't want to encourage you to do drugs on a ship, but if you were doing drugs on a ship and you were watching that, you'd probably see things in that wake. But yes, yeah, Hooked is really good.
as far as Hooked versus Rudy's, it depends on the experience you want. Rudy's is
A little more fine dining.
more upscale, whereas Hooked is more casual. And
Yeah.
and just so you're aware, if you're not eating a lot of fried food in your daily life, do not order the fried food platter.
Yeah, I got it because I hadn't had it in so long, and that was a mistake on my part. I should have gotten, actually what I really should have gotten, they had this lobster and something platter. That's what I really should have gotten. So yes, they're two completely different experiences. I'd say the food experience might have been better at Rudy's, but again, that was a little bit more of a fine dining experience. Hooked is kind of fine casual, if you will.
Yeah.
So
And they had the best French fries on the ship. They had Cajun fries that were amazing.
yeah, they were really, really good. So I think you will enjoy Hooked for sure on that ship. If you had the opportunity to do the chef table, I would definitely recommend that. I think Chopped's grill was okay. I mean, it was good. It wasn't like, wow. I think Cagney's on NCL was better than Chopped on Symphony. And what else did I like? Oh, I actually liked the doghouse. I thought the doghouse was kind of fun. The wings, oh my God, the wings and Playmakers are everything everybody says. The wings are really good in Playmakers. I wish you didn't have to order 12, but they're really, really good. The onion rings, I would kind of put them on par with Dairy Queen, to be honest with you, but the horseradish sauce is really good. Best onion rings by far that I've ever had, Ted's Montana Grill. If you have a Ted's Montana Grill near you, those salt and pepper onion rings that they make are just,
at least they used to be. We haven't been to one in
yeah,
forever.
we have not been there. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy Rudy. We had an absolutely amazing experience on the Mardi Gras at Rudy Sea Grill. So, and it was only $38 per person. I think now it's $42, $45. So we definitely had a great experience for the price. I'm sorry you didn't, but of course, you know,
Food is personal.
food is personal, and you may have had a different chef. You might have had a different experience. You know,
Ordered different foods.
So, yeah, you know, and it's funny because like Celebration and Mardi Gras might be two completely different experiences. So, but yeah, Cagney's was good. We don't do that many steakouts. In fact, we haven't done them in a while because Rebecca doesn't eat meat. But when she started eating seafood again, that kind of opened up going back to the steakhouses because they do the shrimp, the lobster, they do seafood dishes. And I really did enjoy Cagney's. It was really, really nice. Where are we going on next? Oh, we're going on the Sky Princess. And I can't remember if they have the Crown Grill.
They have the Crown Grill.
Okay, because they have another one too that I noticed. They have a different name on it. So hopefully we'll get a chance to try something. I would actually really like to try Sabatini's again because it's been a long time since I've been to Sabatini's.
Yeah, there are three big pay restaurants are Sabatini's, Crown Grill, and Bistro Sur La Mer. Although they also have, I forget what it's called, a sushi place, which is a la carte.
Yes, good question, Andrew. For breakfast, actually, so one thing I haven't talked about is the Windjammer on the Symphony. We were both very impressed with the Windjammer.
About the first half of the cruise, we went to the Solarium Bistro, and then about the second half, we started going to Windjammer.
Yeah, so the Solarium Bistro is basically a really small version of the Windjammer. It's quieter. They have a nice buffet down there. They really do. But the Windjammer, one of the more impressive things for Rebecca, they actually had Indian and Asian food for breakfast.
Oh, I love the congee.
Yeah, she loves that. But it seems like they've stepped up the quality of the food. I mean, it's still buffet food, so it's still not like, oh my God, this is like the most amazing thing. But in terms of the variety and the quality of the food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I was very impressed with the Windjammer. I think it's not the celebrity level. Celebrity buffets are definitely better than Royal Caribbean, but it looks like they've kind of adopted some of what Celebrity does on the Royal side. So we were very, very impressed with the Symphony of the Seas Windjammer. So, but breakfast was, I don't even know where we did breakfast. Breakfast was all over the place.
Yeah,
and some days we didn't even have breakfast because we ate doggone much food.
Mostly it was, like I said, the first half we did Celebrity and Bistro. Second half was more Windjammer.
Yeah. Andy, no, we have not done the Grandeur of the Seas. But, we saw, what did we see? Vision? Like one of the smallest ships, the Vision of the Seas, was right next to us in St. Martin. In fact, St. Martin, we had 6 ships. That was insane. But literally right next to us with the Vision of the Seas. So here we are in Symphony Oasis class. You got the Vision, which is one of the smallest ships that they have. And I was really intrigued by her. I was like, I really want to go on one of those ships. They look really nice. They look like a lot of fun. They were jamming at the pool. Holy crap. We could hear them jamming at the pool where the sail away that started about 2 hours before sail away. But it looked like a lot of fun on that ship. And I really do want to try some of these smaller ships for sure. So no, we have not been on it yet. Again, different ship, different chef, you just don't know. Portside barbecue we didn't have on our ship.
Yeah, so, Symphony doesn't have that.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We had, I don't know what we had, but we did not have that on the ship, so I can't comment on that particular thing.
Although I'm doubting there'd be much for me to eat.
Yeah, but yeah, no, the buffet on any ship is going to be completely dependent upon that kitchen crew, and of course, most food in a buffet is going to be on the more bland side because they don't put a lot of salt in things now, and they may not put a whole lot of pepper. So you do need to season it more yourself. That's one thing that kind of have to get used to. Whereas when you go to a paid, you go to Hooked, you go to a paid restaurant, they're going to put more seasoning and whatnot in there. So you get like Izumi sushi. We didn't talk about that. That was amazing. It was so good. Just so much food.
Yeah, too much food for us.
We ordered way too much food. But Izumi, we did the sushi side. Amazing. If you like sushi, Izumi sushi on the Symphony blew us away. Yeah, Sorrento's. Christy, we're not going to talk about Sorrento's on here.
And awful. Everybody likes different things.
The kids love it. I mean, my goodness, the kids love it. They were lined up. They were eating it. The sauce was definitely better.
Yeah.
Than the last time, but it's still not a pizza that we're going to eat. Especially since we had come off Virgin Voyages, and even the Carnival Mardi Gras makes a really good pizza.
And we're also of an age where it's got to be worth the calories for us.
Yeah,
because they tend to stick around.
And it wasn't, and it really wasn't. So I see it's coming up on 12:30. We actually have some place we need to get to, so we're going to have to wrap this up. So I'm just going to very quickly remind you. This group cruise, certainly, if you'd like to come along with us, please do reach out. Or if there's anything else that we can book for you, we do have our little unofficial birthday cruise coming up in February. If you'd like to come join us, that is a last minute. We've got the Off the Beaten Tour, cruise tours from Princess Cruise. And of course, pretty much they've got a whole bunch of them. And then this absolutely stonking ridiculous cruise. If you guys want to go to Alaska this year, I mean, this one's coming up in May. They're going to do it again in September, and then they're going to do it May, September 2024. This is a ridiculous cruise. This would be an amazing cruise for you guys. Thank you guys for joining in on the chat. We really do appreciate it. And one more time, I'm going to show you that special on the Solo Traveler. So you guys have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow, we will be on TikTok at 10:30 in the morning. So come join us over there if you want to continue the chat. Otherwise, hopefully you guys will contact us. We really want to help you guys out with your future travel. So if you're looking for a new travel agent or you just want to give us a whirl, certainly reach out. where'swaltertravel.com. So you guys, you guys are great. Keep up the good time. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your kind words. And for those of you who have booked with us, oh my God, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. So have a good rest of your day. Maybe we'll see you next week on YouTube. Who knows? But definitely tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.